Hey folks, Craig Danger, founder record player. Today, talking about the best used record store in San Diego, California. Can only be one, friends. It can only be one. Let's talk about it. But first, you should buckle up. Okay, folks, and we're back. Oh, and we're closing out this amazing series. 5 record stores, 5 used record stores amongst 2025. We're talking about the most elite of the elite in San Diego, California. And of course, there could really only be one number one. And of course, today I'm going to reveal it. And that is, if you already have seen the title, which you have probably, you know that it's Folk Arts Rare Records on University Avenue. Wow, wow, wow. Really, to be fair, what is almost in a class on its own, and that's simply because this is a very large shop. And they have almost everything you can think of. They've got soul, funk, gospel, country, Jewish music, Greek music, Italian music, music from the Philippines, rock, pop, reggae, Jamaican, Africa rock, whatever you want. They literally have a section, it seems like, for almost everything. Folk Arts Rare Records, I mean, it's been around forever. It's just a fantastic record store. You'll see through some of the footage just how large this store is, and just like really, it's almost an event coming here. This is truly, for any record collector, I believe that if you're coming to San Diego, or if you live here, you must visit Folk Arts Rare Records. And particularly if you live there for the good times as well. Folk Arts also has a second store in the back of a beautiful, beautiful room / cocktail bar called Part-Time Lover. Oh, really, really, really great stuff. They curate some fantastic stuff. But again, we're talking about the number one here. We're talking about Folk Arts Rare Records. We are, of course, splitting the whole thing into 5 categories. How the Danger judges the best used record stores in San Diego. So, of course, we're going to be talking about staff. We're going to be talking about selection, price, location, and, of course, one of Danger's favorites, one of your favorites, I'm sure, value picks. So yeah, let's just get it going. We'll talk about staff. I've said this before on all the videos of the previous 4, number 2 to number 5, again, in a very elite group. We're talking about, this town has well over 20 record stores. And these are the top 5, at least according to Craig Danger. Classics all. But again, we're talking about number 1. We're talking about staff. And the staff at Folk Arts, genuinely great people. I have met them on several occasions, either at Part-Time Lover or actually at Folk Arts. You got Dylan, you got Harry, you got Brendan, you got Jason. So many great people. So many great people. Again, a 5 out of 5. It can only be a 5 out of 5. Fantastic people in general. Everybody has just this incredible sort of encyclopedic knowledge of records and of music of literally all types. So never be afraid to ask them questions. These gentlemen, and every once in a while there's ladies who also work at Folk Arts. Wow, they know all their stuff, way more stuff than I can ever even imagine understanding. So 5 out of 5 for staff, of course. Let's talk about selection. 5 out of 5. Again, I have never been to a place where I'd be like, I would like to go to the Italian section. I would like to go to the free jazz section. It's immense. The store is big. It's not just the sort of the decks down below. It's the walls, gospel section. How about funky gospel section? These guys have got literally everything. And again, it's really, really great stuff. We'll get to pricing. With pricing, we'll give them a 4 out of 5. Everything is very fair. I picked up some great records. Sometimes you can pick up these greater records that maybe they don't look that fantastic, but when it comes down to actually playing them, they're not noisy. They're fine. Sometimes, again, like at any record store, you might find a record that's maybe a little dirty, but wow, you clean her up and you're talking about a great record. 4 out of 5, that's an easy thing. For location, of course, 4 out of 5 as well. This is on University. It's a little bit off. It's sort of not too far from sort of a main portion of San Diego known as North Park. I would more call that the City Heights neighborhood. But again, we're talking about 36th and basically University. So this is not far off the beaten track. If you happen to be taking a bus around San Diego, if you're just in town or renting a car, it's a very easy location to get to. Even on the bus, I believe the number 7 bus goes up there. But again, doesn't matter. Great location, huge, a little bit of parking out front as well. But again, in that neighborhood and around there, the parking generally tends to be pretty good. So you can easily grab a spot. And like I say, check out the number 1 used record store in San Diego, Folk Arts Rare Records. What's up next? Final category, of course. Let's talk about value picks. Now, value picks, a lot of their records are under 5. And in fact, one of the things I noted about their place is, first of all, giant soul section. Giant. I wouldn't say it's the best, pound for pound. That, of course, if you've seen the previous video on the beatbox records, those gentlemen, woo! So pound for pound, best soul section. But largest soul section in town, easily, fantastic stuff. And again, literally, they have everything. But value picks I found are, if a record is unpriced, that means it's 5 bones. So that's typically where you're going to go, but you can find a lot of records for $2, $3, $4. Again, they're another 5 out of 5 place. If you looking back at sort of my list and my rankings of all 5 of these particular record stores, there was no 4s. Value picks, it's 5 across the board, because why? The danger loves the value. And again, that's the thing that everybody needs to know if they're a new vinyl record collector, is that you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be buying these 26, 35, $45 records in order to build a really nice collection. I've made, I probably, I don't even know how many more records I have this year. Easily, I must have, 200 or 300%ed my records. Very few records over 10. It's just, there's so much available, particularly in the soul and the funk arena for under 10. Shockingly great stuff. And that, again, that does tend to be my realm. So, again, value picks, 5 out of 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you 3 records that I picked up at Folk Arts. First off, Everybody Needs Love from '68. This is, of course, an 80s repress, but I got this for about $8. Really great record. Of course, this one has the legendary classic, I think the superior version of I Heard It Through the Grapevine, plus a number of early sort of classic Gladys Knight hits on the Motown label. Of course, this is also on the Motown label. Again, an 80s pressing, but sounds sweet. And again, under 10, great stuff, great condition. This one, I did get for a little bit of a steeper price. I did pick this up at the Part-Time Lover / Folk Arts Rare Records spot. Again, the records there are a little bit more expensive, but it is a much smaller shop, and it's really well curated. This was my first mini Ripperton record. Fantastic, coming to my garden. Woo! It's a good one. And picked that one up there. And then just last week, I was shocked to see this one, the South Side Movement from 1974. I mean, look at the plaid, friends. Look at that plaid. I will give you that, the cover. Cover is, we're heading into the P territory. P stands for poor. But to be honest, wow, the record sounds fantastic. It's in very good shape on the Wand label. Wow, I was very happy to pick this one up for $8.95. Not too bad. And like I say, you're not going to get this, the original one, kind of anywhere, except, of course, you can get it at Folk Arts Rare Records. Like I say, don't love the cover, but man, it's a great sounding record. And certainly if I ever happen to see this in the wild, I was shocked to even find this in the wild. There are some represses, I think maybe around the 2018 area of this record, which is a great record. But again, to find an original copy on Wand, woo, blew me away. So again, Southside Movement from 74, 73. At any rate, thank you very much for watching, this entire series. If you haven't seen the rest of the series, there is a link in the description below. You can see the whole playlist. All 5 of Craig Dange's top 5 used record stores in San Diego for 23, 24. Again, I don't see anybody coming in and blowing away these guys. A bunch of legendary record stores in town. So if you are in town, please check out any of these. But this number one is definitely a must-see. Folk Arts Rare Records, again, they've been in town for a long, long time. But wow, so unbelievably good. So again, thank you for tuning in. I've been Craig Danger, and you know what? I'm going to see you on the next one.